Hello, hello, hello to you. This is the Inspirational Treasure, aka whatever you want to call me, up underneath that umbrella. So, some of you may know me as Apostle Shalonda. Some of you may know me as Coach Treasure. Some of you know me as Shalonda Treasure Williams Leonard, the number one best-selling author of the book "No, I'm Not Okay," and the best-selling author of "On Your Glow, It Looks So Good on You," and my first novel, Purple's Haze. I wanted to reintroduce myself to some of you because I know that a lot of you have known me for years, and some of you only know me based on one area. And the Inspirational Treasure just so happens to be the name that encompasses all of those things. Why do I introduce myself to you again? Those of you who don't know me for the first time. Because I think that we have this idea that people have to stay in one lane if uh, if that's what they know best, if I can say that. But here's the thing. Some people have one talent. Some people have two. Some people have 10. Some people have 20. And if they only try to operate in the one when they have 10, then they are living in a place of incompleteness. If they have one and they try to own 5 or 10, then they're going to be overwhelmed and they're going to do more than what they need to do. That's when you really start stepping outside of your lane. Well, I believe in this season that what God is trying to show all of us is be everything that I created you to be. Whatever that may be, just don't bury it. Don't bury the one talent. I know many of you who, especially if you've been in church at any time in your life, understand or know the story of the talents. And in that time, that's what they called currency. And this ruler came and he gave each servant a certain amount of talents. And with that, they chose what they wanted to do with them. Some of them went and invested it and increased it. And that one took it and buried it. Now, in this season, right, many people choose to bury the one because they feel like they're not enough. It's not enough. I don't know what to do with it. It's not good enough. Well, I'm telling you today that if you do that one thing, if you take that one thing that you have and you sow it into or invest it into another person or into another venture, into somebody else's thing. Or if you take it and you begin to make a plan of what to do with that one thing, it will increase. And even if you could only do that one thing for the rest of your life, why are you ashamed? Why is it not enough? If you were created to be the most excellent mom in the universe, why is that not enough? Why is it not enough that you're the one who taught that one that ended up taking on the world and trailblazing and doing amazing things? Why is your purpose, your gifts, your talents not enough? As Inspirational Treasure, it is my task, my assignment, right? To live in this love walk and to teach the love walk as an apostle. As a coach, it is for me to help those that come to me to be built up in their self-worth and their self-esteem and to find their peace and to know the treasure within them and live it out to the fullest. And as an author, it's my job to use my creative abilities to do the same, to inspire people to know what it is that's holding you up, know what it is that has you broken, that keeps you from reaching your full potential. As a spoken word artist, it's for me to express myself in ways on topics that move me and that move the people that I'm connected to. As a publisher, I started doing that so that I could help other people to get their stuff out there, even when it wasn't, this fantabulous publishing experience, which, that's definitely a good thing too. We have some amazing publishers in the world. But I started it so that I can help other people do what they needed to do, because I learned how to do it in its limited ways because I didn't have a budget. I didn't have a way to get my books published, and I knew that the word was supposed to get out. And so everything and every talent, spiritually, my assignment in this season is to be an apostle of Jesus the Christ. I'm always going to be a prophet of God. I'm always going to be a spiritual teacher. I'm always going to be shedding light on our spiritual walk in this narrow road called love. So everything about me, God uses. The teacher in me, he uses. The encourager in me, he uses. The mother in me, he uses. Most of my children, man, they're friends who have encountered me at some point in their life. I'm still their mom too, right? Use everything that you have. And if it's not developed enough yet, then keep developing. Keep evolving, keep growing. That's what this life is about. That's the reason why when it comes to all this division that we have going on and people telling you what you should and should not be and who you can and cannot be and what you should and should not do, man, that limits God in so many different ways. Don't you realize that when he made us and he made us good the first time, it never changed? It's always been the same. If you serve a God that makes mistakes, then, I'm not quite sure how that's going to work out for you. But I serve a God that doesn't. Well, let me go back. I do know how that's going to turn out for you. Serving a God that makes mistakes means that you're always questioning you, always questioning everything and everybody around you, always trying to cause division and strife and issues. No. The mind of Christ teaches me that love is the first order of business. Love for God means that I accept God in his entirety, the things that I know anyway, because I don't know everything about God. None of us do. To love myself, to start realizing that my shalom really is my business. It's my responsibility. And anything in my life that's not in that place where I have full and total faith right now, I need to be working on that. If it's not beneficial for me, then I don't need to be doing it. If it's going to master me, then I need to get a new mindset so that I can turn around and master it. And love others as myself. Once I learn how to love myself appropriately, I can love you the way that I need to. I won't let you overuse me. I won't let you overwork me or anything like that. I'll let you choose. I'll let you make the decisions for you. I'll give you what I have. Pray that it helps you. And if you choose to use it, great. And if you choose not to, then guess what? I still love you anyway. My glasses just dropped. But I want y'all to just really think about what I'm saying today. I want you to really understand, I battle too. For those of you who don't know my story, you're going to have to tap into the mailing list so that you can, stay in touch with some of the inspirational treasure chats and some of the things that we're doing in this season so you can learn more about me and understand why my stance is what it is. I battle with some things, okay? Things that would make people feel like, oh, girl, you might as well just go sit down. So wait. And sometimes I feel like I should. I do. Sometimes I feel like I should because I can't perform at peak performance every time, or I have to cancel appointments because I'm not feeling well, or things change and shift in my life and I want to quit. Not because I don't want to do it, but because I want to be able to be consistent at doing it without having to fall off sometimes. There's a lot that we all think about, a lot that we all contend with. But when you make the decision that what God made me to be is important to somebody, to some situation, to some circumstance, I'm here for a reason, then you begin to explore that reason without beating yourself up, without making it seem like you're not enough, but giving yourself some grace, some mercy, some love. Exploring, trying things out. Reading stuff, researching. We perish because of a lack of knowledge. So we start doing stuff and we overdo it and we go overboard and it doesn't work for us. So we call it wicked or we call it unclean or we call it whatever. No, you just didn't do enough research. We just didn't know enough. We just didn't sit with God and get the understanding of things. Nothing that God has ever created in and of itself is a negative thing or an impure thing or a bad thing. Nothing. Nothing can creep around him and say, oh, I'm here, I'm present. No. Nothing creeped in on the other side of the universe. Everything that God made was for a reason. Even the things we don't fully understand, like yourself. So I want you to begin to explore. I really do. I want you to begin to just tap into you. Yeah, learn God at a deeper level. Because more than likely, what we grew up learning about God was incomplete. And that's okay. Because this life is about evolving. It's about growing. It's about reaching a new level every day. I talk a lot about people competing. And I'm like, why compete with each other? Why not just continue to grow to be the best you that you can be so that you can fill your shoes to the best of your ability? That's love. Yeah. Trying to outdo somebody else and being disappointed because you fall short, that's not love. But it is love to grow, to evolve, and to expand. I love you just because I can. I'll talk to you soon.